Today I'm going to be talking to you about having a positive attitude. Having a positive attitude is such an important skill to have in life. It will help you in many ways and is the key to success. It will make your life much more worry-free and happy. However, I know from experience that having a positive attitude is way easier said than done. Life has its highs and its lows, the lows being filled with stress, anxiety, loss, anger, and sadness, which are all very hard to overcome. An example of a time when I was filled with these things happened when I was 4. It was the spring before I was going to start kindergarten, and we were at Montgomery dropping off the registration forms. My mom asked if I wanted to go to the playground, and of course I said yes. I immediately went to play on the green metal balance beam and started to walk across. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground in shock with a great pain in my arm. It turns out I had fallen and whacked my elbow on the metal beam. I arrived at the Paley Hospital about 20 minutes later in the emergency room. The nurses needed to put in an IV, and I hate needles, so it was pretty scary at the time. They needed to put it where my veins meet my wrist. Even now, whenever I think about veins or when someone touches my wrist, I get squeamish. After getting the IV in, the doctors determined I needed to be transported to DuPont Hospital for Children in Delaware. I arrived by an ambulance about 45 minutes later and was taken to a room where I would be staying until they fixed my arm. I tried to make the best of the situation by focusing on the good things. I had my own TV that I could adjust closer or further from my face, a bed that moved up or down controlled by a remote, and nice nurses to wait on me at the press of a button. All definitely things that I took advantage of. The doctors found out that I had a green stick fracture, which means my bone bent and then cracked. I had to have surgery and get 3 pins placed in my arm. As I was preparing to go into surgery, which was supposed to happen at 5, an hour after I arrived at DuPont, they got a real emergency life-or-death case. A 7-year-old boy had just gotten in a serious car accident and was in critical condition with a spinal cord injury. The doctors had to rush him into surgery right away, and I would have to wait. I understood that the boy needed to be transported immediately, but I might mention that when you are getting surgery, you are not supposed to eat for hours beforehand. That day, I hadn't eaten in 5 hours, so I was ready to go. Well, it turns out the surgery for the boy lasted all night long, which he survived but was paralyzed. I didn't get to go into my surgery until 7 the next morning. That means I did not get to eat all through the night and until after my surgery, which is a total of 21 hours straight without eating. It was a rough night all around. Surgery went well, but apparently when I woke up on anesthesia, I called the surgeon Dr. McDreamy, and I made all the nurses laugh, so they got me a slushie, and it turns out that didn't stay down very well, so they had to keep me another 2 nights. When I got back to my room, the girl that I had befriended in the next room over was completely gone. All of her belongings were gone, and none of her family were in sight. Only later did I find out that she had a fatal disease that was incurable and had passed through the night, which hit me hard. After the 2 nights in the hospital, I finally got to have the IV taken out and got to go home. My arm eventually healed, and the incident made me realize how lucky I was not to have a spinal cord injury or an incurable disease and just to have a broken arm. It was also the event that sparked my understanding of positive thinking. If something bad happens to you, like you get a bad grade on a test or lose a sports game, you might feel defeated, like you can't recover from it, but you can. Just look at the glass half full instead of half empty. Say to yourself, how could I have done better to study for that test, or what skills do I need to improve for next game? But if you think negatively, you are setting yourself up for failure. Thinking you can't do something is just going to guarantee that you can't actually do it. This is where perseverance comes in. You need to persevere or push your way through the difficult times and into the better ones. You also need to have confidence in yourself that you can face the challenge ahead. Then when you do overcome the challenge and accomplish your goal, it inspires you to achieve even more of your goal. Success breeds success. Before I knew how to think positively, I really struggled. I would always go into anything telling myself that I wasn't good enough or I couldn't do it. For example, one weekend this past summer, I was at a softball tournament and I wasn't hitting as well as I usually could. I started to get really stressed out and was thinking about it too much. I told myself a bunch of things that would happen to me if I didn't hit well. Crazy thoughts popped up in my head, like my parents would get mad at me, everyone on the team would hate me, or my team would kick me off. These things would never happen. It was just my brain trying to scare me into doing better. The tactic did not work and in turn just made me even more stressed out. What made me really feel better was when my team comforted me. They told me positive thoughts and made me believe I could do it. Next time I went up to bat, I hit, and from there my hitting went back to normal. When I didn't have a positive attitude, my team had it for me. Having a positive attitude is contagious. When one person has it, it can spread to a whole group of people. So choose to be a person who can change your surroundings into a happier place. Here are 6 tips to living a more positive life that I've discovered. The first tip is to surround yourself with people that make you happy. Surrounding yourself with people that make you smile and laugh constantly will ensure your own happiness. My friends are always there to make me smile and pick me up when I'm down, and I couldn't be more grateful for them. My second tip is to do hobbies that you love, like sports or making art. This will keep you busy and distracted from stress that's going on in your own life, not to mention that you will be having lots of fun. I can't even tell you how many ways playing softball has made my life better. I have met so many people and made a lot of good friends from it. The third tip is to appreciate the small things in life. There are a lot of small pleasures, and being grateful for and enjoying each and every one of them will make you all around happier. My fourth tip is to make time to relax on a daily basis. It's very easy to get caught up in doing homework or other things all night. However, in order to keep you sane, you need downtime to yourself. You could spend this time watching TV or reading, and it will make you feel so calm after a long, tiring day. A fifth tip is to try new things. A lot of people don't like change, but trying at least one new thing every once in a while will expand your horizons. If you end up liking the thing you tried and it makes you happy, you can make it a constant part of your life. The sixth and final tip is to set good goals for yourself. This will give you something to strive for and help you in the long run. It will also help form a plan toward accomplishing success. I hope you can use some of these tips to help you stay positive in the future. I owe so much to Montgomery School for nurturing this concept of positive thinking to me because it has changed my life. I grew up here surrounded by loving friends and family that radiate positivity. It has also provided me with an amazing support system. I can always count on my teachers to be there for me when I'm struggling with something. Without Montgomery, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. As Walt Whitman once said, keep your face always towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. Thank you and have a happy day.